Embracing Delulu is the Salulu has been the hardest and easiest thing I've ever done in my life. Most people will never do it. Most people will never manifest the things that they truly desire for a few different reasons. One, they're afraid to admit what they actually want, because if you admit it, that means that you have to go and do it. And doing it means that you might fail. And that, my friends, has us all afraid to admit what we truly want. Not what we think we should want, not what the next step is, but what do you actually want? Number two is you know what you want. You've embraced saying what you want. But when it comes to being absolutely delusional, to locking in, to ignoring your current reality to the point where you're not saying it doesn't exist, but you are no longer giving it more attention than is required, and you are locked in so much internally that nothing externally can move, that is so hard. It is hard to believe that you are abundant, that you are free, that you are in ease, that you are in flow, when life tries to remind you that you're not right now. But guess what? That current reality is based on your old thoughts, your old identity. And so when you lock in, when you decide that despite whatever is happening externally, you can curate your inner world, because here's what I know: it does not matter what's happening outside of you. You get to decide what you do or do not make that feel. And that is the hardest, most beautiful work that you will ever do in your entire life. And then number three is you get the thing. You actually start to manifest the thing or the signs on the way to the thing. And then you self-sabotage because you have an upper limit problem. Upper limit meaning that you don't believe that it's actually safe to have that. Why am I getting so much attention? No, let me self-sabotage that. Oh my gosh, I got money unexpectedly. No, let me find a way to get rid of it, to get myself back in debt, back in pressure, back in frustration, and out of ease and flow, because that is your default state. I have been in all three of these phases. And what I can tell you is that getting on the other side of them does not require anything but what is already inside of you, and curating your inner world to such a point that the external cannot move it. You have to start your day and go throughout your entire day so anchored in who you are internally that the external cannot help but catch up. But there is a gap, and that gap is wildly uncomfortable. And that is why I do my 30-day Delulu sprints. That is why I do my scripting, I do my journaling, I do my mirror work, I do all the things that we do together in the Shift community. This is where I have hundreds of amazing souls from around the world doing this work in community, because it is so hard and so easy. And I just wish that I could understand that at the core of this work of being, doing, having everything you desire, of what we call Delulu is a Salulu, is what you say after I am, what you say while you're washing the dishes, while you're in the shower, when you walk into a room where you don't know anyone. That inner dialogue is running your entire life. And until you interrupt that pattern, get in there, rework that system, you will not change your life.